Alrighty, so at 6 o'clock, we'll call the meeting to order. Does anybody have additions or deletions to the agenda? I hear none, so we'll entertain a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Motion support. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried, and we have an agenda. Roll call. Are we good?
We are good.
We are good. Approval of, Pledge of Allegiance. Sorry, trying to skip down.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, we entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes of the May 13, 2025 regular meeting.
So moved.
Support. We have a motion and support. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposed would be no. Motion is carried. Hearings. We are to hold a public hearing at 6 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the agenda will allow to receive comment on a proposed community development block grant application for improvements at our wastewater treatment plant. Your pleasure.
Move to open the public hearing.
Support. Motion support. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried and we have a hearing. Who is taking the lead?
Thanks everybody for having me. I'm Brian Van Zee with Fishbeck. I'm here to talk about community development block grant for the wastewater treatment plant. So, the community development block grant gives grants for communities for infrastructure project improvements. It has a pretty small match for the community. At this one, I think we've got 11%. So. Need for the project, the city, just an overview first, I guess. The city oversees sanitary sewer treatment for the city and portions of Arcadia and Pine River Townships. The current capacity of the plant's 2.5 million gallons per day. Recent evaluations and studies of the plant have shown hazardous asbestos material in the control building, within the lab and break room areas. Causing a hazard and safety concerns. The proposed work that we're looking at would encompass that lab, the break room, and the locker room. So the scope of the work would consist of remediation of all that asbestos and hazardous material. Complete renovation of the laboratory. That lab is used for continuous daily monitoring of the influent and effluent parameters of the plant, making sure it meets permits. The adjoining break room / lunch room, there's no separation between the two, and that does not meet code. There has to be separation between them. And then an addition of a new locker room or bathroom to help obtain or attract new employees so that you have a wider range of talent. So the work would, like I said, would completely update that lab, complete renovation of it, new countertops, new floor. That asbestos was found to be within the countertops, the flooring, a lot of the wall materials. So this is just a real quick overview. A lot of you are probably familiar with this, but the work would be completely contained within. It's hard to see, but I don't know if this... I was told not to touch this mouse. Oops.
That's why.
All right, so up on the top center there's the control building. So all the work is contained within that control building. So this is just kind of a concept figure of the inside of that control building. The colored areas, that is the lab, kind of a new layout. Like I said, just a concept of it. And separation with the break room. And then down on the bottom, you will see that addition of that new, smaller, it's another one-person bathroom, locker room area. So the project's estimated at 1.2 million. The city match of that is, like I said, about 11%, so it's $132,000 out of the 1.2 million. I kind of already explained what the CDBG grant is. The next step, the schedule on it. So we will submit here soon, and then you should hear whether or not you've been awarded the grant by the end of June. June 20th is what they're telling us. And then design would start on it, and construction would be anticipated to start in the spring of -- and be completed about a year to year and a half later. So. And that's what I've got, unless no questions are allowed at this time.
Okay, who has the first question?
Is there any additional outside wall construction, or is it all contained in what is there now in the superstructure?
It's all contained in what is within the building.
Okay, thank you.
And following that question, is the space that there, I mean, look, everything was pretty tight.
Yep.
Is it indeed going to be adequate going forward, or are we going to have a problem? Are we just kicking the can down the road 5 or 10 years? And
So-
that's not a big building to begin with, and adding the bathroom and facilities, and is it still going to be obsolete as soon as we get it done?
No, it is, you're right, it is very tight and small. And I think it'll be sufficient for, the years to come. The only thing that would be is looking down the road is maybe adding, your SCADA control area. That we'd have to find location for that. Right now, that's kind of up in the air, because it's so tight.
Will it be ADA compliant?
Yeah, we'd have to add possibly a doorway or a ramp to get in there.
I mean, this construction will not
This
make
here
it
would
ADA?
take care of the ADA to get into that area.
It will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because right now it is not ADA.
I figured it probably wasn't, and I wasn't
No.
sure with limited space there. that
They
it
have to
would
when
be.
you do construction, is that correct?
What was that?
You have to become compliant when you're doing construction,
I
correct?
do, yes.
Okay, any more questions? Are there any members of the public that would like to have a question? This is a public hearing. Limited members of the public seem to have nothing. Okay, with that, we entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Support.
Motion support.
Thank you.
Thank you. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. The hearing is closed. Next, we consider a resolution to authorize a community development block grant application for the improvements to the wastewater treatment plant, and also to authorize the city manager to execute the related documents.
So moved.
Support.
Last chance for comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Thank you. Okay, next we are to hold a public hearing at 6 p.m. or as soon thereafter as the agenda allows to consider a special assessment roll for unpaid charges for 2024, including charges for noxious weed cutting, sidewalk replacement, frozen meters, sanitary sewer service leads, rental license fees, improper parking, and securing unsafe property. Your pleasure to open a hearing.
So moved.
Support.
Your motion support. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried and your hearing is open.
All right, ready? All right.
Here we go.
All right. I just handed around an updated list specifically for the blight section, so we'll talk about that when we get there, but wanted to have this all in front of you so you have all the numbers. Utility accounts is our biggest item underneath this special assessment. From a standpoint of sure numbers of accounts that are delinquent and being referred to the special assessment to go on the tax roll, there's 158 of them this year. Last year there was 153, just to give you some perspective. But we have had some individuals, since they've received their notice of the special assessment, have come in and paid. So They have until the end of the month to do so, so there's already some that are coming off this
That's
list.
great.
So we're right there where we were last year, really, from a standpoint of number of utility accounts. And this year, that accounts right now, without, knowing what the numbers are for those folks that came in and paid, $40,228.95. Going to the next account, which is the rental license fees. We started doing this last year, that we changed an ordinance and to get these delinquent rental license fees taken care of. Last year, we had a much larger list because we had 2 years prior to that to catch up. I can only go back 3 years, 2 years to a total of 3. So this year, we're down a little bit, but still on the roll. What we're asking for the special assessment roll is $3,520. Next one, blight. And this is the one that I wanted to, that's why you got this one here. The address at 399 Charles, that is in litigation. So since it's still in litigation, after speaking with the attorney, his recommendation was that we hold off on those 5 fees that total $1,250. And if that continues forward and is successful, then we can reapply those fees next year on the special assessment roll. But that takes the blight special assessment down to $550. Noxious weeds. It looks like a lot, but when you take a look at the actual parcels, there's only 9 parcels that are represented on that list, which is actually a good thing. But again, that's $4,056.51. And then we had 1 frozen meter that's on this list as well. And if the commission does move forward with a recommendation of removing those 5 special assessments, that would take the overall special assessment down to $48,594.21 from a total of $49,844.21. Do you have any questions?
This is a public hearing. Are there questions? Hear no questions from the commission. Are there any members of the public that would like to address the commission? Questions on this topic? I hear none, so we'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Support. We have a motion and support. All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. The motion is carried and hearing is closed. Next, we are to consider a resolution confirming the special assessment rule for unpaid charges as of June 1, 2025, and authorizing the charges to be placed on the July 1, 2025 tax roll under the respective tax roll items. And I'm assuming under this, you will need to indicate whether you want the amended
That's what I was gonna
version
say.
or
I
the initial version that was in the
Move
packet.
to adopt the amended version, taking off those fees that are in litigation temporarily for the total of $48,594.21.
Okay.
Support.
We have a motion support. Are there any comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Thank you. All right, moving on down to recommendation on bids. We're to consider a resolution to receive bids for the 2025 sidewalk replacement program and award the project contract to the recommended bidder, who is, in this case, Seaford Concrete, for a total amount of $69,010.50. Also to approve the related purchase order and authorize the mayor to execute the contract on behalf of the city. And we did have this time, it looks like 4 bids ranging from the $69,000 all the way up to $140,815. So the recommended bid is the low bidder, and I believe they worked for us in the past. Is that it?
Yep. I've made sure I talked to the department and made sure that they, called them, made sure everyone's on board. Because if you look at the 2 middle bids, they're real close together. But no, we've worked with them in the past, and the staff is comfortable moving forward.
Yeah,
with
it
that.
just seems strange that they're way less than everybody else. So,
But they're very local.
Yes, I know.
So,
Okay.
and we've worked with them before, and it worked out.
No, it's good work, so.
Yep.
Move to accept the recommended low bid from Seaford Concrete. Move to adopt.
Support.
Okay, we have motion support. Any comments or questions? All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Thank you. Moving to resolutions, we are to consider a resolution to adopt the proposed fiscal year 2026 annual city budget.
Move to adopt.
Support.
We have motion support. Any comments or questions? We've been through this.
Yep,
time
yep.
review.
I just want to update the commission on the millage rates across the different funds. The general mill operating millage rate will be 14.108. The dial-a-ride transportation system millage at 0.8. The street millage will be 3.4713. The downtown development, which is just levied within the downtown development district, 1.9307. And then the library millage will be 0.9793.
Okay. Again, opportunity for questions? Okay, I hear none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Thank you.
We have a budget.
We do have a budget.
Thank you, everyone.
Now, we're to consider a resolution to ratify the following investments of city funds. It looks like there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 6 of them are U.S. Treasury purchases, 2 CDs. Your pleasure on the ratification of the funds invested.
Move approval.
Support. Motion support. Are there any questions or comments? Rates are holding up a little bit. Good for savers, not so much if you're a borrower. It is what it is, so. Okay, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried and we have ratified the investments or affirmed them. Moving to agreements, we're to consideration of a resolution to approve the supplemental grant agreement with Gratiot County Land Bank Authority regarding grant funds for blight elimination on parcel number 29-51-031-077-00, which is commonly known as 200, 202, 204, and 206 Prospect, and also to authorize the mayor to execute the necessary documents on behalf of the city.
Move to adopt.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion and support. Are there any comments or questions? Again, we've talked about this quite a bit, and so everybody's familiar. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Moving down to reports of officers, boards, and committees. Commissioner may receive the following reports by one resolution, or any commissioner may remove any item within the section for individual discussion and vote. Before us tonight, we have the Zoning Board of Appeals May 5, 2025 draft meeting minutes. The Planning Commission May 5, 2025 draft meeting minutes. The Downtown Development Authority May 7, 2025 draft meeting minutes. The Finance April 2025 report, and the City Manager's report. Your pleasure thereof.
Curtis, do you need the finance pulled? Okay. Move to approve 1 through 4. Receive 1 through 4.
Okay.
That's the word.
Okay, we have motion and support. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. We received reports 1 through 4. Your pleasure on 5.
Move to receive the city manager's report.
Support.
We have motion and support. Take it away,
All
Eric.
right. We did want to let the commission know that we were successful in receiving an energy efficiency grant from Eagle. We'll be reviewing this building here, the municipal building, the Alma Public Library, and the wastewater treatment.
Public Works Bill.
Public Works Garage. I'm sorry, Dave, thank you. Yeah, Public Works Garage. We're going through it. So that will get started fairly soon. So good news there. Appreciate that. Just want to say thanks to all the work that the Public Works Department has done in the last couple of weeks to get the community ready in the downtown, just so everyone here in the community knows that we're completed phase 2 of the tree removal. That's done. The trees have been planted for phase 1 and phase 2 now. So one more phase to go on that. Also, all the other staff members that worked this last weekend went without a hitch. From the parade to anything public safety oriented, the fire department, all the stuff. So thanks to all the staff this weekend, it went without a hitch. So very much appreciated. So from there, just to keep them a beautiful group, you've probably seen the the art sculptures that went down. Just so the community knows that was all fundraised. That's nothing that's coming from the Downtown Development Authority or the city. That was all fundraised by the Public Arts, through KV and the Public Arts Group to bring that. And thanks to the Clare Council for the Arts. This is our loan program. These 3 pieces came from them. And they were good enough to deliver them to us. So we just had to set them and things like that. So very much appreciated. And we hope to make that a standing opportunity for the community going forward. And what's nice about the loan program, we can switch out the different sculptures every year. And then I know we've talked about a couple times here, the water treatment plant storage tanks have been cleaned. So there, like Kurt's got a picture there for you. Those have been cleaned. And so just wanted to share that with you, that has been accomplished and looks good. It was in time for a festival, so.
And it was noticed.
Yes, good,
It was
good.
noticed,
Good.
yes.
Sometimes you do things and.
Yeah, this time people did notice, we'll tell you.
That's really what I wanted to touch on, and just lots of good things that happened over the weekend, and thanks to everybody, and I'm sure the commission will thank the committee, or the Heiden-Fussen committee, for all their work they did to put on that weekend. I know how hard it is to do these types of things, and they made it look easy, so.
Okay, who has questions for Eric? I hear none, so all those in favor of receiving the city manager's report, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried, the report is received. Thank you. Appointments, we are to consider a resolution to make the following reappointments to the Downtown Development Authority for 4-year terms beginning June 1, 2025. We have Stacy Enns, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
Brett Mogenberg, Canyon Platt, and Katie Tobias are the 4 candidates for this, I think it's term.
Yep.
Who is Stacy Enns?
Stacy is the owner of the Farm Bureau Insurance Agency, and she also owns the building that she's in.
It shows the...
Oh, yeah, and she's the owner of the Pulaski Block, and her and her husband have opened the Pink Pineapple.
Yep, yes, good, okay. I knew the name.
Move to adopt.
Support.
Okay, we have motion support. Comments or questions? Thank them all for their service and willingness to serve, certainly. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried, and we have appointments. I'm presuming they've all agreed to this. Doing this in the garden.
Always ask after.
Sorry, you're already on the track. Yeah.
What do you mean, no?
All right, moving into new business. We're to consider a resolution to approve a request to transfer an Oprah certificate for the property located at 110 East Superior Street from TK Bennett LLC to 110 Superior Investments LLC.
Move to adopt.
Support.
Okay, we have motion support. Want to give me a background on this?
Sure thing. This is a...
Full disclosures?
Yep, full disclosure. Yep. A few years back, Todd Bennett bought the building. They renovated it for a photo studio, and then family decided to move, and then now the current proprietors of Zenlightenment took over the rent, the lease, and then has since decided they'd like to purchase the building. So, and Zenlightenment is owned by Shannon Dancer, who is our finance director, Curtis Dancer's wife. So that's what the disclosure the mayor's speaking to. And this is the second time we've transferred an Oprah certificate. So it's nothing we haven't done before, and it's just, and it really is just a formal thing that this board approves. Doesn't have to go to the state of Michigan or anything.
No extension.
No extension or anything like that, no. And these are completely transferable, like we've discussed. Anytime we approve these or the commercial rehab districts, commercial redevelopment districts, they're completely transferable from property owner to the new property owner, so. But we just needed to make that out there and aware, so, but this is part of the process.
Very good. Any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. Thank you. Now, I believe we have a presentation coming our way from the Parks and Recreation on upcoming events. Who's taking the lead here? Chris.
All right, well, thank you everyone for letting us present this. So, believe it or not, it was actually exactly a year ago tonight that we had our first Parks and Rec event under this new grant, our first evening in the park. So, we are at exactly the 1-year anniversary for when we kind of launched this program. And as part of the grant, we're required to present all these statistics and have pictures and basically put together a presentation for them so that they can share it. So we figured if we were already doing the work putting it together, we would come share it with you guys. So, and then Morgan Most, who's our program director, she's the one that put it together, but she's at the park right now doing our first evening in the park. So I told her that I would present it if she put the PowerPoint together. So just kind of a recap of what we've done in the last year, and I'm not going to go through this all the way. There's a bunch of pictures in there. Hopefully everyone just gets a chance. Even online, it's available online. Go on and see some of the pictures and read some of the descriptions of everything we did. But in our first year, we did do evenings in the park every Tuesday from Memorial Day to Labor Day. In the past, the Pine River Arts Council did a summer series for about 5 weeks in the middle of the summer. So we basically partnered with them to help promote their events, and then any week that they weren't doing one, we did an event so that there would be something every Tuesday evening in the park throughout the entire summer. We had things, Touch a Truck was probably, I think, was our most attended and our most popular event. But, you know, we had a mixture of things, some things for kids, some things for adults, some things for families. Just a lot of different things that we held throughout the year. Again, you can see some of the pictures and some of the descriptions. We partnered with some different organizations too to bring in some activities. The Wright House group, we did a presentation of some of the history of Amy Wright and the Wright Park and the Wright Mansion. That was also a really well-attended event. So again, tried to blend a little bit of, you know, activity, a little bit of history, a little bit of art, a little bit of everything into those. So those were very well attended, very popular. We got a lot of positive feedback on those. We also did exercise classes, so there were fitness classes, there were yoga classes, and there were meditation classes, and we did one of those and then a walking club. And we did one of those events every night, Monday through Thursday, Memorial Day through Labor Day as well, and then actually extended those. Those got requested even into the fall because the weather was a little bit nicer for some of that in the fall, so some of it even got extended further than that. But yeah, Monday through Thursday, we always had one either fitness, yoga, or walking club event that we were sponsoring throughout the summer. Yeah, some pictures from our walking club. Again, these were really popular. We allowed people to bring their dogs, we had families, kids, strollers. We had a little bit of everything. So it was kind of a great way for people just to get together and get out. We also hosted game nights, so Morgan would go to the park. She would rotate to a different park every week, bring a set of different games and stuff with her, and anybody that wanted to join her, she had different games that she'd break out and try to pull some people together to come in and play some different games. If you can, it's hard to see on the screen, but if you get a chance to zoom in, there's a cornhole board up in the top right-hand corner. That's actually has the City Parks and Rec logo on it that Morgan hand-painted on the boards, so it's really cool. Kind of a special thing there. And then just some other community events or some kind of one-off events. We did an Arbor Day thing this past spring. We did a picture contest where people got to pictures in parks, and then we had a photo contest on Facebook, and the one that got the most likes, we ended up actually printing a canvas of it and giving it to the winner. So that was kind of a neat thing to kind of share, especially when we were first starting out, kind of getting people to get to the Facebook page, because when you're starting a program from scratch, you don't have a lot of following, but that really helped us. I think before we started that, we had a couple hundred people on the Facebook page, and we were over 1,000 people that liked the page by the time that program was or that particular one was done. So that was a really good way to get kind of the word out for us. We also, in the fall, partnered with a couple of different organizations to bring a Hope in the Park event. It had music, they had food, a lot of vendors set up there as a way to bring some awareness to some of the not-for-profit organizations in our community, and also for families and people to just come out and enjoy an evening in the park. So that was another one of our probably most attended events. Great, so I'll skip that. So as far as in the park activities, we had over 1,200 people that attended park events that were specifically hosted by the city of Elma last year. So we actually had a lot more that attended events that we either partnered with other organizations or like co-sponsors, like the Hope in the Park numbers wouldn't be included in here because we were a partner to to an organization that was already doing something, so the 1,200 was just specifically the ones that we brought in and we hosted. There were another couple of thousand people that we saw through, like Morgan was at the Trunk or Treat downtown, she was at Alma Alive doing events, or she did like an event at Alma Alive, but we didn't count any of those numbers in this statistic because those events already existed. These were just the ones that we specifically created. And then, again, I'm not going to list them all, but one of the things that I really liked that we did was our community partnerships. We partnered with several organizations to bring this program to life. And, you know, it seemed like every time we reached out to somebody or somebody reached out to us, we were able to find a way to partner with it to make those grant dollars go even further. Because if we can, you know, leverage resources and work together, we can make even bigger, better events. So I was really happy with the community participation and the community support to really help us and partner with some of these events. So then we also, part of this grant was for our recreation activities at the library. We were able to use funds to create some new programs and to expand on some existing programs. In total, we had 43 different programs that the library hosted in the last year that were used grant funding to help support. There was a total of 256 total events, so like Lego Club or Summer Reading Program, we only counted that as one event as part of our 43, but it might have recurred weekly. So all in all, in the last year, 256 different events were held at the library. Some of the new programs that we were able to add, we had meditation and like senior chair fitness classes during the winter. We had a self-defense class that we brought in. We had a tech class for seniors, and then probably my personal favorite, we had a wine and cheese event for Valentine's Day. I attended, it was great. I'm already trying to talk them into doing it again next year.
So you're a big cheese fan, are you?
Big cheese fan. It was great. Cheese was awesome. So, but yeah, these were all events that we were able to utilize grant funding and able to put on. And then also we used grant funding for programs that already existed to be able to help fund it or enhance them. And the list of programs that we put on at the library is just astronomical. Again, we had 256. Some of the kind of the special ones that are really, really popular, the Edmund Fitzgerald event, again, really well attended and really, really popular last fall. That was great. The family photos around the holidays are always super, super popular, and they were again this year. So these are things that, you know, as funding gets tight, especially at the library, we talk about some of the library funding, the grant being able to kind of step in and help with some of these programs allowed us to keep and enhance a lot of this stuff that we would have had to have a real serious conversation about how to fund going forward. So it's been a tremendous asset for us to be able to have this grant and be able to keep these programs that the library's gotten so known for doing and have become so popular. Their impact, again, theirs is going to blow the park stuff out of the water, but a lot of theirs were already established programs too. But still, all in all, with events that had grant-funded dollars, there were over 16,000 participants at the library in this last year. So if you take the library's number plus the park's number plus the number that we didn't count because they were joint events, this grant has helped support over 20,000 participants in activities just in this first year of the program. So if there's any question about the desire for this and the impact that this has had, I mean, again, we have 9,000 people in this community. So the fact that if you try to do this on a per person in the city number, it kind of makes the math look a little wonky. So it's been really well attended. It's been a great program. I know the library's been really glad to have not only some of the funding, but to have Morgan there to kind of help things, because I mean, they basically have just one person that's kind of helps with does the majority of the planning of the programs over there that's kind of dedicated to it. So to have another staff even be able to come over and help with programming has been huge. So this grant has had an amazing impact on this community, and I've been really, really, really fortunate that we were able to get it. And then just kind of going into this upcoming year, like I said, we started tonight with our summer schedule because it's the first Tuesday after Memorial Day. I know Morgan texted me right before I got up here and said that there were already 30 people at the first evening in the park event tonight. I know that we had our first yoga class in the park tonight too, and there were, I was told, about half a dozen people at that. So people are already, first night out still. I think we're going to see, because last year it took us a while to really build that following and get the word out for people to know what events were going on. And I think this year, now that it's already been established and people are looking for it and know to look for it and where to look for it, I think we're just going to see those numbers continue to creep up. And then kind of the two new things that we're really focused on this year is a little bit more of an emphasis on adult sports activities. We're going to be doing a softball league and a volleyball league later this summer. We're working with the Elma Disc Golf Group to not only promote their regular disc golf league that they're doing, but also to bring a tournament into the city to try to get some people that live here to try out disc golf if they never have before, and also bring some people in that maybe have never played or didn't even know. I'd be amazed at how many people have said that they didn't know we had a disc golf course still, and that's been in for like 5 or 6 years now. So just to, again, if nothing else, bring awareness for people out there that there's another activity for them to do. So we did hire an intern from Central Michigan who's coming in that's kind of focused mostly on doing those sports activities for this summer. So we're looking forward to seeing those grow. And then we are starting our children's summer day camp. So we'll have a morning session that is for ages 6 to 8, and then an afternoon session that's for 9 to 12 that we'll be hosting Monday through Thursday, pretty much all summer. I think it starts the week after school gets out and goes until like the second to last week before school comes back. So last I heard, we already had, I think our highest week, we had still over 20 registered for the youngest group, and I think our lowest week so far is still like 6 or 7. So we still have spots, so anybody that wants something for their kids to do this summer, again, it's free, and we've got camp counselors hired, and we've got activities planned, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. And even those camps, so like when we do summer reading program at the library, we're gonna take the kids from the camp, we're gonna use transit to actually go to the library so that we're not, competing for people, and we're not, doubling up on the work. So anytime that they're doing an activity at the library, we're going to take our kids from the camp to the library too. So that just, again, kind of that collaboration and that ability to expand to make the best program for everyone. So those are kind of the new things that we're looking for this year. But, with 20,000 in year 1, I can't wait to see what year 2 does. So that was just kind of again, we had to put this presentation together for the grant. So we figured it'd be great to share with you guys so that you guys could understand what kind of an impact this grant's been making here in the community. So,
Thanks, Curtis.
Thank you.
Curtis? Who has the first question? No, run away yet. We gotta grill this guy.
I'm not going to grill him. I'm going to congratulate him and Morgan on what have done with this to have that many people. And what I love about it is the use of every one of our parks. It was done in different parks. Every one of our facilities that's open, people are becoming aware of that kind of thing through this summer program in one way or another. And the use of all of the activities around town, bringing them into that. I think it's just fantastic. Morgan's done a really, really great job on that. Thanks to both of you.
You're clearly proud of what you've accomplished, which is a lot, and I agree with everything Roger said. I'm just amazed at how well you leveraged everything that's going on and, partnering with other people throughout the community to make this way bigger than what those grant dollars could have ever produced on their own.
Oh my gosh.
It just multiplied it exponentially, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Good out-of-the-box thinking. That's
$2 million worth of use out of $20,000.
It's been
Yeah.
amazing. And I do want to reiterate for anybody that's watching or anybody that we did not use any local, the grant has paid for, we did have, the grant did require a 10% match, but the match did not have to be a financial match. It could be an in-kind match, so we were able to utilize like a portion of Lori's time and a portion of my time for overseeing the program. So those were costs that the city was already incurring. So the city has not incurred a single extra dollar for any of these programs so far. It has been, any dollar that's actually left has been 100% grant funded. So it has been, we've been able to do all of this without spending a single local taxpayer dollar. So
thank you to you and everybody you partnered with, and you and Lori for taking up the extra work, because I'm sure your regular workload did not get diminished when you picked up the extra.
it did not,
effort needed for these
it's been
things.
well worth it. So.
Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you, Curtis.
Thank you.
Okay, did we get a motion to receive this? We did not. We did entertain a motion to receive that report.
So
Support.
We have a motion to support. Last chance for comments or questions. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried and report is received. Next, we have consider a motion to enter into closed session under MCL Section 15-268E of the Open Meetings Act.
Point of personal privilege, should we maybe do comments before we do that? Can we still do that at this point?
We do have to take action afterwards
Yeah.
on this, but
Yeah, but-
if we want to do public session or public comments, we certainly.
Why don't we do that so they don't have to hang around and
Okay.
wait for us? I'll make that into a motion, whatever it is.
And you want to move that we change the agenda then?
Yes.
At this point?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we have a motion to amend the agenda to change it and take public comment. You want to do commissioner comments as well?
Sure.
Before? Okay. So our motion, I believe, is to do commissioner comments
No, yeah, just.
and public comments.
Yeah.
Right?
Prior to closed
Yes.
session.
And, well, we're going to take action afterwards anyway,
Okay.
so it doesn't matter if we do those, but that's fine.
Okay.
So your motion, anybody support?
Support.
We have support, are we good? Okay. Last chance for comments or questions on this. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. So let's start with comments. Sonia, would you like to start out?
I don't have anything.
Okay, that's quick. Michelle?
Thanks to all the volunteers for Howland Festival and the crew, street crew, for getting everything set, and the public relations and the budget. So a lot of thank yous.
Yeah.
Andrew?
Congratulations to everybody involved with Highland Fest. I thought that was a really fun weekend, and congratulations to all the success with the parks here. That's fantastic. So.
Yeah, thank you to Curtis and Lori and Morgan for all the success with the Parks and Rec program, and Curtis and staff for the budget. Eric, I know you have a lot to do with that as well. And the Highland Festival Committee, yeah, it was a beautiful weekend, and I hope it was successful for all of the people who worked so hard. And I think that's it.
Good. Thank you. Roger?
What they say.
Okay. Sarah?
Thank you.
Eric?
All set.
Okay. I would add my thanks to everybody, not only for the aforementioned committees and groups that put all this stuff on recently, but also to everybody in, the art world. Just the list goes on and on of volunteers throughout the community that do all kinds of different things to make life better in Elma, and we do appreciate that. So add that out there. Now with that, are there any members of the public that would like to address the commission? If so, please go to the podium, state your name and address, and you have up to 5 minutes to share your thoughts. Who would like to be first? We don't have a take a number system, so if you guys are... Looks like nobody's going to come forward, so... With that, we close our public session and, or close the public comment session and entertain a motion to, entertain the consideration of a motion to enter into closed session under MCL section 15-.268E of the Open Meetings Act to discuss litigation and settlement strategy in the pending litigation of Brandy Rolston versus City of Elma, case number 24-0650-NI, as discussion in open session will be financially disadvantageous to the position of the city.
Move approval.
Support.
Okay, we've got a motion support, and I believe it is indicated that we're going to be asked to take action after we come out of session, so if you want to stick around to see what that action is, feel free to do so. Okay, we do have a motion and support. We need a 2/3 roll call vote, I believe.
We do.
Please go ahead.
Commissioner Gibson?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Harrington?
Yes.
Commissioner Pitts?
Yes.
Commissioner Warnick is absent. Commissioner Allman?
Yes.
Commissioner Bear?
Yes.
And Mayor Mapes?
Yes.
And that motion carries.
Okay, we have a motion to go in closed session, so we shall do so, and as stated before, we're planning to take action when we return. So feel free to stick around if you'd like for all the continuing excitement. Go, Curtis. All right, so we are back in session, public session. Let's see, first let's take care of appropriations before I forget.
Move to pay the appropriations, please.
Here's a motion, support. Are there any questions about appropriations? I hear none. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion carried, appropriations can be paid. Would anybody like to make another motion?
Yes. I move that we follow the recommendation of council with regard to the mediator's recommended settlement.
Support.
Okay, we have a motion support. Comments or questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say yes.
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 Any opposed, no. Motion is carried. and we have made that recommendation. We did commissioners' comments, we did public comments, but one more chance for public if there's anybody left, if you'd like to comment. We don't want to say we didn't give the opportunity, but nobody's here, so we'll entertain a motion to adjourn for this evening.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion, do we have support?
Yes.
We have support. All those in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposed, no. Motion's carried. We are adjourned. Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
And thank you very much. Appreciate your work.
Thank you.